some
Great.
extent. Yeah.
So can you tell me about, a couple of examples of this preparatory work that has been going on in the last 1 year? Maybe some examples of the kind of work that you yourself or ICRIER has been doing in this year.
I think that's a very good question. And, the last international, so when we talk about preparatory work, when you look at the last international event that put spotlight on India was the 2010 Commonwealth Games. At least that's what I remember, something that happened in my lifetime. So, however, the scale and spread of the event was limited to Delhi, and it spanned over 12 days. Sense is way larger. There are more than, like I said, 200 events planned across India, more than 30 cities. So the planning, therefore, is way more intense. So apart from, in terms of preparation, so apart from the infrastructure, developing infrastructure around the facilities for facilitating these meetings, a lot of background work actually goes in the substantive matter which is discussed. And this is where the role of international policy think tanks such as and this is where the role of international policy think tanks such as ICRIER becomes really important. So it gives me immense pride in saying that ICRIER was engaged as a partner think tank by various ministries, the Ministry of Commerce, Bureau of Energy Efficiency, it was Department of Telecommunication, Ministry of Finance, even the Ministry of External Affairs to an extent. It was engaged as a partner tank by various ministries responsible for these different working groups that I spoke about under the finance track and Sherpa track. I specifically worked with the Ministry of Commerce and Industries for developing their priority on integrating micro, small and medium enterprises in international trade. So like I said that there are different priorities which are picked up under the Sherpa track, and there is this one trade and investment working group which picks up different presidencies pick up different priorities, and one of the priority for India was to integrate MSMEs in global trade. In pursuance of this priority, a lot of background work was involved. And when I say background work, so when you think of a priority, what do? You have to communicate that to the other G20 members. Why are you picking up this issue? So you have to create issue notes. What are you going to discuss? You have to create background papers, concept papers, among other things. And then you also have to engage with the stakeholders. So for instance, the big organizations, industry bodies that are responsible for MSMEs in India, so that we make sure that it is a inclusive process. Whatever we are suggesting and putting on table is actually done after a lot of consultation. So these kind of documents were actually prepared, and ICRIER was actually, we still are, because the presidency is still there. So we still are a knowledge partner to the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. And so we did all this background work and provided these papers, these documents to the ministry for these meetings. Right before the meetings, there are about 3 to 4 meetings for every working group. For trade and investment, there were 4. Some working groups have 3, some working groups have 5. In fact, I'm happy to share that the recently released after the Trade and Investment Ministerial is based on some of the work that I and my colleague did at ICRIER. So I think it's again, I'm using this. I'm feeling quite. I'm quite proud of the presidency, and I'm using this word again, but it's a moment of pride for us. Other than this, ICRIER is also serving as a secretariat to the co-convener of the expert group on strengthening multilateral development banks, which was also established by the Indian presidency. So I'm also involved in that work. So currently, these are the 2 things that I am engaged in.
Great. I mean, I'm sure we are all proud of you for the kind of work you and ICRIER and everybody is doing, which is of like global significance, and it impacts all our lives. So that's wonderful.